These may vary. The podcast that can best be summed up with, man, I thought I had a lot to talk to about, but I can't remember any of it. I'm Brian Noonan, and with me, as always, the well-coiffed, snappily dressed, the man whose outfit matches his background, Cody Gough.
They're just both shades of, they're cool colors.
They are beautiful shades of blue. That was
no,
coming out defensive.
Hang on now. The backdrop is purple. The shirt is blue.
Okay, again, in my monitor, it is blue.
Well, I'm glad I'm coiffed enough to preview today's show. Here's what you're going to hear, everybody, if we can remember any of it. Apparently, Brian spotted a deer in the city. We'll find out if he shot that deer on site and or ate it for dinner. Not sure. Get an update on Gidget. If you're following the show, you listened to us last week. There was we'll update on it. And an update on the big GOP party that Brian went to or didn't go to or got kicked out of or got people. I don't know. Who knows what happened with the party, but he was there. It's also what I should do that one last because it's
the one you forgot.
No.
You have something. I know you have stuff to talk about.
Brian also went to Costco. I don't know why that made the agenda for the show, but
my company, the person I took to Costco.
Oh yes, Brian brought his mom to Costco. See, I don't really write extensive notes. I have things to talk about too. I have the big thing that I talked about last week, or I kind of teased last week, that we'll get into. What happens when a member of your household wants to make a major change? How do you support that change? What could happen? We'll find out. And we'll start with the update, but it's also Molly's birthday. So happy birthday, Molly. And I'm sure we'll have something to talk about that.
Yeah, that was the big, that's it. So what's your give me your check-in. You like to do your check-in, your 30-second, 5-minute check-in.
Do you brush with a manual toothbrush?
Yes.
All right.
100%.
I was at the periodontist last week, had a little cleaning.
Okay.
Periodontist. Now I am actually good about preventative dental care.
Really?
I go to in the city, particularly in Lincoln Park, found a dentist. I loved that guy. Went every 6 months like clockwork for years.
Wow.
Moved out here, probably missed a year because of COVID, and then got hooked up with a place that was fine. He referred me to a periodontist. It's the worst experience I've ever had, so I ditched those guys.
Okay.
New dentist, new periodontist. This periodontist. Now I'm
Why do you go to a periodontist and a dentist?
Because the periodontist deals with gums and there's some issues, and it's
okay. So you have issues. That's why you go to the periodontist.
Yeah, but the point is that for the first time in like dozens of dentists and other specialist visits in the last couple decades, dozens of times, Brian, for the first time ever, the periodontist was like, an electric toothbrush cleans 7 to 10 times more efficiently and effectively than a regular toothbrush. 7 to 10 times more effective. Wow. How did I miss this memo? No one told me.
Well, you haven't been watching all the commercials. That's
I don't watch.
The commercials, they tell you, Molly uses an electric toothbrush. Debbie vacillates because a couple Christmases ago, she told me she wanted this electric toothbrush water pick combo, where it had a tank and it was a whole thing. And I tried to it took me forever to find it because it was sold out everywhere. It was the hot toothbrush of the Christmas 2 years ago. And I finally found it at a CVS. And I guess because it takes up room on the sink, she doesn't use it. She used it a couple times, but I'm like, I went all over hell to get you this thing for oral hygiene, and you're not putting it to good use. But Molly, when she's here, she brings her little electric toothbrush. Maybe I'm too old to make the adjustment. Are you going to change now that your periodontist told you that you are woefully behind the curve in cleaning your teeth?
No, I did. That's the update. I'm now using an electric toothbrush.
What kind did you get?
I got she recommended either Oral-B or Sonicare, so I went with Sonicare.
Sonicare. Yeah. Now, is it just a toothbrush, or does it spray too? Because the one Debbie got sprays as she's brushing to shoot the gunk from between her teeth.
I hate everything you just said. I don't have that.
Okay. Well, listen.
It's just a cheap, because the periodontist is like, Yeah, I use Sonicare. I like their Diamond Plus or Diamond Black or Diamond something.
The black diamond. That's the Kiss approved one.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, cool. I guess I'll just Google search for Sonicare, and then Amazon's like, okay, Sonicare toothbrush is like $50. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That seems reasonable for an electric device that cleans 10 times better than your teeth or your toothbrush, right? But
Yeah.
but I got the basic $50 Sonicare. Do you know how much a Diamond Sonicare toothbrush costs? You venture a guess.
$175.
You were way low, same as my
What?
last person I told.
Wait a minute.
280.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Does it brush every part of your body?
dude.
Like your region as well to get y'all jazzed up? What I might have missed it because I'll be honest, I'm not someone from another project that we may or may not be working on just sent me a text. So I was quickly responding. I know the dentist recommended the Black Diamond, which my last joke was that it was Kiss's toothbrush.
Right.
Did you say how much the regular one that you got cost?
I got one for $50, and
$50.
their Diamond version is
Two,
280.
280.
280.
What differentiates a $50 Oral-B or Sonicare toothbrush from a $280 toothbrush?
Yeah, so the Diamond one is made of diamonds.
Seriously?
It's a 45 karat toothbrush. No.
Oh, okay. Well, no, now that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe there was like diamond dust in the bristles, and that like takes sands down your teeth. I don't know what's going on. I use whatever the big pack I can get at Costco or Sam's. Sometimes they're Colgate, sometimes they're Crest or Angle. Who knows? I don't know what they are. They're toothbrushes. I for years used Firm, and until all the dentists and everybody else yelled at me that those bristles are too hard and you're scraping everything off your teeth. And I was like, well, I've been doing it this way for like 40 years. So, okay, I'll go to medium. But because if you use soft bristles, it doesn't feel like you're brushing your teeth. It just feels like you're, oh, la, 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 la.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between yours, which I'm sure brushed your teeth quite well, and the 281 just sounds better?
It might
Black Diamond.
It might vibrate more. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I like. I want it vibrating in my mouth. I want my tongue to go,
Oh my God.
I want my gums to say, Daddy, that's good stuff. So when did you make the switch?
Like 4 days, 5 days. I don't know. I went to the periodontist Tuesday, so I got it the next day. Thursday. I don't know, 3-4 days, a few days.
Okay.
It's fine. I like it. I don't know. It does feel. They feel really clean when I'm done. I guess
Really?
that makes sense. It's good.
Now, does it go up and down or does it spin?
I don't know.
Or does it do both?
It just vibrates.
Is it like a windmill in your mouth?
No, it just vibrates. It's like you're
Deli
taking
slicer?
It's like you're putting a vibrator in your mouth, but a toothbrush.
Who hasn't done that? What if you get bored? And do you put just regular toothpaste on it?
No, you have to put it's called mutagen ooze. It's actually meant to
So you want to vibrate ooze in your mouth?
yeah. No, it's regular toothpaste.
All right. Why are you trying to trick me with all your crazy answers?
I don't know, man. Anyway,
just trying to make me look less than on my oral hygiene knowledge.
well, look, PSA for the oral hygiene knowledge list in the audience. Apparently, I missed the memo for the last 30 years.
Me too.
But electric toothbrush or electric toothbrush, as I call them, clean 7 times. I can't say 7 to 10 times.
7 to times.
They clean 7 to 10 times.
All right.
Better than your dumb toothbrush.
My stupid toothbrush that I use until the bristles are completely flat.
Same.
And I'm actually rubbing it with the plastic underneath. Then I go, and literally I could turn around and 4 feet behind me is a cabinet that contains probably 12 new toothbrush. but I keep using the same one because I want to get my money's worth
Yeah, wow.
out of that toothbrush.
Well, hey, that was my that
That's a
check-in.
crazy check-in.
That
I'm
was
going to have to look into this. Now, do you have to keep it plugged in all the time? Does it have a 9-volt battery? What's the deal?
No, I think they had a corded one, and I'm like hell, you're gonna get me to use a corded toothbrush.
Oh my God, no.
Right, there's a little
What is this,
charging.
1965?
It might be. There's a charging base. But that was a very long check-in. What is your check-in?
No, well, now my check-in is I have to run quickly to Walgreens or where do you get it? Best Buy, Costco, Walmart. Where do I get an electric toothbrush?
She actually told me specifically to get the toothbrush replacement heads at Costco.
Because you can buy a bunch.
Now I need a Costco membership.
Well, I got you covered there. But wait. So how often are you supposed to change these heads?
3 months, I think.
Oh my God! Then I need a calendar in the bathroom.
No, there's it's all automated. There's a timer. It
it just tells me.
Yeah.
I don't want my toothbrush knowing my schedule.
There's probably
I've already got enough people and organizations, government agencies knowing my whereabouts. I don't need my toothbrush keeping tabs of me.
You don't want an Amazon Alexa enabled toothbrush?
No, God forbid I don't let anything Amazon Alexa enabled in my house.
I bet they have one. I bet you could say, Alexa, vibrate my gums.
I would like Alexa to vibrate my mouth all on her own. I don't want to have to do it. I want to lay in bed and just go, Alexa. Then she will straddle my choppers.
I got a
Citations needed. Yes.
Question in the chat. What's my t-shirt? It's a podcast called Citations Needed. It's like I don't listen anymore. I used to. It's good. It's a media criticism podcast. It's really.
Did you stop after they criticized us?
It's really far left. It's like left of Bernie left. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, it can be a bit much. I mean, a lot of it's really valid. They talk about how things are problematic in like in an intellectual way. It's like academic. It's very. It's like they're writing like PhD thesis papers and then presenting them basically. So it's smart and there's good. I'm in the media, so it's helped me be more mindful of certain things. But it really extreme at certain points, and may not be for everyone. But I liked it. I've gotten value out of it.
And you buy their merch. That's nice.
Yeah, they sold a shirt. I'm like, yeah, I supported them on I gave them like $2 a month on Patreon for a while.
Wow.
They were doing good work, right? You got to point out. You got to point out when the media does bad things.
Sure. We got to get some Patreon rolling. We got to get some money up in here.
Here?
Yeah, why not?
Here?
We've been giving it away forever.
Here?
We're like podcast sluts. We just give it away.
Didn't you specifically tell me you didn't want a Patreon?
Probably. Because it's like panhandling. I'm torn. I like money, but I hate to beg. Gina, any thoughts to a musical intro for each episode? We would love it. We have asked so many times for people to send us music. If you want to do a theme for Realities May Vary, go right ahead. I'm not paying anybody to do it. Man, I'm not Vivek Ramaswamy, who just got a cease and desist from Eminem. Yo.
I don't know what you just said. Who's
I know you don't.
Vivek
Ramaswamy is one of the Republican candidates for president. And at the Iowa State Fair, he busted out Lose Yourself on stage. And Eminem did not like it. So Eminem had BMI send him, I just read this before we started, a cease and desist order saying that Vivek Ramaswamy cannot do any more Eminem songs on the campaign trail.
Wait, Vivek Ramaswamy, a Republican presidential candidate, this is already funny and weird.
Right.
Rapped Eminem on stage? What was the context?
30-some. It was just to be cool, just to show everybody he's not like everybody else. He's some sort of entrepreneur. He's 36, 37. He's a, multimillionaire.
And he picked a 30-year-old hip hop song? 20?
Listen, there's nobody cooler than Eminem in 8 Mile.
Fair.
B-Rabbit busting that move. That Lose Yourself song, I've used that as motivation numerous times.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen 8 Mile.
You've never seen 8 Mile?
I know. You've seen it 100 times.
Come over. We'll do a screening. We'll make mom's spaghetti.
Okay.
Bring the kids. They need to learn fast. Then we'll have a whole Eminem retrospective.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Well, now my check-in is I'm sad.
There was a question in the chat. Marta asked if I listened to On the Media, another podcast about the media. I did actually get turned on to it around the time of the 2016 election. Then after Trump won, they basically only talked about Trump, and I didn't think it was productive.
Like the rest of the media, you mean?
Yeah, but like On the Media was supposed to be about media coverage. It was like a meta media show about the media coverage, and that's great. But they stopped doing that, and it just became like Trump bad, which like everyone did. But I just got turned off. So I haven't listened in, 7 years, but I liked it at first. It took a nosedive. A lot of shows did. There was like a dating podcast I listened to that started opening the show with like 9-minute tirades about Trump, and I'm like, this is not dating. What are you doing? Like,
Can I ask why a married man was listening to a dating podcast?
2016, I wasn't married.
Oh, 2016. Okay.
Yeah, 2015. In fact, it led up to it, 2015 and 16. But you know, a lot of stuff just went to hell in it. Like a lot of good shows and personalities
like
just
ours?
like went bullet. Dude, yeah. Well,
no, there were times when we went heavy in that, and I was like, bleh.
I don't know. There were people that became so obsessed, it's all they talked about. And it's like, I don't go to you for that. Like, I go to you for dating or like this or that, you know, like not, it just was too all consuming. So my media habits changed a lot around that time.
Really? Now you're just watching Love Boat reruns.
I am. And, I meant to ask you, why were you in one episode?
Just because people don't know this, I played Gopher's nephew. And his big and it was weird because at that time in the 70s they could make you stupid. So I played a big doltish kid who was Gopher's nephew and kept getting into hijinks because he had gotten a free Gopher gifted his mother, who was a single mother, to me, who was actually played by Adrienne Barbeau. We had a torrid affair for about 3 weeks after the episode.
Nice.
Yeah. But after that, then, let's just say the affair ended badly, and it ruined me with Aaron Spelling Productions. That's why I was never on another Aaron Spelling show.
Sad.
But Adrienne Barbeau, she knew a way around push-up bra. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Have we done your check-in?
I think we just did. Brian's delusional again.
Well, you brought up Venus Ramaswamy.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Sure. So let's talk about how you hosted 24 Republican presidential candidates at dinner the other night at a small fundraiser in a basement with chandeliers in a wine cellar.
Right. Where we were not eating children.
Yeah, in Guantanamo Bay, weirdly.
It was very strange. I have started a super PAC. People don't know that I'm really wealthy. So I just come off like I don't have any money, but I'm very wealthy. And so I started a super PAC. And I didn't bring any of the main candidates because the top 8 were on stage in Milwaukee. I brought the other 8 who no one will ever know about until there will be an uprising. There will be we will take over. Well, I won't, because I'm still in the mainstream media. So I can't really be connected. I can't be the face of the movement.
How was the pizza?
Well, we use the pizza place as a front for all our, that's where we buy and sell children to not eat them.
Oh, right.
We just, we like the smells of the pizza place. That's why we go. Yeah. And knowing that I can't smell it makes no difference to me. So I just deferred to the other 8 who really don't have any money. So pizza is probably the best thing for them. It was actually at a CC's Pizza Buffet because they all have $6.
Were you able to extradite Julian to join you, or
Julian Schnabel?
Julian Assange.
Oh, Julian Assange. Yeah. Well, the beautiful thing is, Cody, he doesn't have to be there in person. there's a little thing that I like to call Zoom. And we use it through, we use Boom. It's through the dark web so that no government agencies can monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun. It was actually, so Wednesday night was was the debate, right, in Milwaukee. So the station is a few blocks away, and I decide, well, this is the night I got to be in the station because there's going to be, the GOP has rented out our 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 offices and our studios are in this thing called oh boy, the Avenue downtown in Milwaukee, and there's a food court, not a food court. I forget what they call it. The Avenue, it's like a dining hall, kind of Third Street meeting hall or Third Street dining hall. And there's a lot of food stands, and there's bocce ball, and there's all kinds of stuff. It's supposed to be a gathering place for downtown. There's a big bar in the middle. Well, the GOP, or one part of the GOP, had rented out the entire thing. So we had gotten an email couple days before going, after 2 p.m., you cannot enter through the 3rd Street Market Hall. That's what it's called, the 3rd Street Market Hall. You have to come in through the 2nd floor, through the offices, and then go down. And absolutely, you will not be able to leave through the 1st floor doors. Do not even think about leaving through the 1st floor doors, or every person in a red baseball cap will bludgeon you to death. I was like, wow. I'm going to have to rearrange my plans. They were all abuzz because we have 3 stations in our group in that building. And one of them is The Truth, and it's urban talk. Talk for the community and things like that. Well, somehow they had wrangled an interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Where did you go? You just left.
The screen to grab my water.
Just left for no
reason.
reason.
Set it down further away than I usually do.
Wow, that's
weird.
You saw we're in the middle of a story.
My headphones are still away. My headphones are still plugged.
How do I know that? How do I know you're even involved in the program anymore? No, I didn't see your shoulder. You completely left the frame. There was nothing. It was as if you were like, he's going to tell a story, I'm going to leave, and then
watch this.
We'll see.
Now I'm a ghost.
Wow. I like that blinding flash between the specter and your human form.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say the specter?
It didn't work.
Now I'm the specter.
The specter.
And
Cody
you must
Phil Spector's nephew.
Respecter my authority. Just kidding. It's Cody. Ha ha. You never saw that one coming.
No, I did not. This is like going to see David Copperfield in Vegas.
Most things are with me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There were 3 people.
No, 3 anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene was in the building. She was gone by the time I got there.
Which oh my God. Which one's she? No, I don't even want to know.
She's one of the cackling baboons. The blonde one. The blonde cackling baboon from Georgia.
She's one of the crazy ones.
That's all you need. Yeah, if she's with that group, she's crazy. Anyway, so she was gone, but my producer is texting me, did you hear the interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene? I'm like, no. Why? Not listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene for exactly that reason. I got to the station and I listened to it. It was ridiculous.
Which show was she on?
She was on one of the shows on The Truth, which is 101.
The Truth.
The Truth is the name of the station, 101.7.
No, I know, but why would they want to talk to her?
Well, one, it's a African-American focused station. So I think they were trying to get around. The big takeaway was at one point, the host said straight up, "Are you a racist?" Now, I think she came on The Truth because she thought, oh, The Truth, that's got to be like a hardcore left-wing political talk station. So she didn't know. So we asked her that straight up, to which she said no, she was offended by that label. And I was like, boy, you're offended by everything, you dolt. But he kind of let her off the hook a little bit, I thought. But So I come in and they're starting to get this place ready for the party. And meanwhile, we're doing the show and we're staying on longer. And I've got the debate on. They have 4 giant screens, and I've got the debate on. But I'm doing a show about other stuff, and we're checking in with our reporters who are in the spin room and the guy who was over there all day. And we're doing other goofy stuff on the show. And as I'm watching, they're setting stuff up behind me, which how much I love having my back to a window.
Mhm.
I am antsy every time I'm in that studio because things are happening behind me and I don't like it. But now, granted, by the time I left the station, the debate had been over for maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little more, but about 20 minutes. And it's only, like I said, a couple blocks from Fiserv Forum to this 3rd Street Market Hall. I go out and there were, and I wish I was exaggerating, 7 people at this party. They had rented out this entire food court. All the little restaurants had gone home after lunch, come back, and they were all catering this big shindig. There was balloon arches, and there was this horrible cover band playing, just what you'd expect from a really bad political party. And there were some people out of the 7, there was one woman who was completely in Stars and Stripes gear with a Stars and Stripes cowboy hat and a red scarf and a whole thing. And she's sitting all by herself near the cover band as they were wailing out Gin Blossoms, Hey Jealousy, and all this food and they had a whole bar, had nothing but 100 old fashions on it. And I was like, man, I would love to run downstairs, grab me a couple old fashions and a little something for the ride home, which is not responsible, but it's Wisconsin. So I'm leaving on the 2nd floor and I'm looking down on this vast empty space of desperation. And from the 2nd floor, you could walk, once you get out of our offices, you could walk down the stairs, but they had a big beefy security guy there, big burly man who was not going to let anybody down unless they had some sort of laminate. But that was that. It was just sad. So I didn't get to lure anyone in because there was nobody there. I got to see them stack tables, and I got to see caterers and stuff working hard, but I didn't get to, Ron DeSantis didn't roll in, and MTG was gone before I got there. Let me ask you this.
Who's MTG?
Oh my God, Cody. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Magic the Gathering?
Oh. Magic the Gathering. All right. Well, yeah. So that was the brush with the GOP. I thought, oh man, it's going to be, somebody's going to come to the window and I'm going to bring them in and flip them off. And I was already ready for some, harsh attack talk show content.
Right.
But no.
Were they brandy old fashions?
I don't know. I'm going to guess because I couldn't go in there under pain of death.
Yeah.
I looked down. They look, well, from above, you can't tell if they're whiskey or brandy.
Right.
I'm guessing Milwaukee brandy.
Right. That's the real tragedy, is not that you missed out on old fashions, because you can get those anywhere in Chicago.
You can.
But brandy old fashions, oh, they're so good up there.
Brandy old fashions are the best. They are the best. And in Wisconsin, it's the place to go. Nom nom. Very delicious.
Wow.
So yeah, that was that party. I thought more was going to come from it, but it didn't. I ended up driving through McDonald's on the way home. That was it.
Did you watch the debate?
I had the debate on in the studio. During the news and commercials, I would turn my head to see what was going on. I saw a lot of anger. I saw everybody dressed exactly the same, except for Nikki Haley, because she's a woman, so she dressed like a lady instead of in the blue suit, white shirt, and red tie.
Isn't the artist formerly known as MJTHC?
She's not running for president.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not running for president?
No, God forbid. She's praying that Trump will make her vice president.
Aren't most of the Republican candidates praying that Trump will make him
Sure, Vivek Ramaswamy wants to take Trump all the way down to 8 Mile, and the two of them can hang out, run together. The only one who doesn't is Chris Christie. Chris Christie does not want to be Donald. And Asa Hutchinson also said, "No, I will not," because they made him raise their. This was so dumb. They made him raise their hands a couple times. Raise your hand if you will support Donald Trump if he's the nominee. And they're all like looking around. Not Vivek, man. His hand went right up. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm going to lose myself in that nomination. But everybody else was like, except Asa Hutchinson. He was like, no, I'm not supporting.
You just made that up.
No, Asa Hutchinson is the the former governor of, I want to say Arkansas or Alabama. It's one of those A states. I should know that. But yeah, he's running. Hold on. See, this is where
It'd be the first time we'd have a first lady who's the president's sister.
This is where I needed Craig, because Craig knows all about that stuff. Oh, Arkansas. I was right. He was the governor of Arkansas.
Yeah,
so there you
roll
go.
Tide.
No, that's Alabama.
Doesn't matter. I don't watch football.
Roll Wave is Tulane. Roll Tide is Alabama.
Did you watch the explosive TC interview with the DT? We're just using acronyms now on X.
What are you talking about?
The explosive TC interview with DT.
Oh no, I had no desire. I got the recap the next day.
I watched a few minutes just to see how stupid it was, and then I
was it pretty stupid?
I tweeted this. I said, I don't care how you feel about that Trump guy. He lost all his credibility when he said he doesn't think Epstein killed himself.
Oh, I did see your tweet.
And it's true. God bless him. The one maybe honest, true thing Tucker's ever said in his life. He's like, he didn't kill himself, right? And Trump is like, I don't know, choking on his own. And then that was him in the interview. That's how I feel about that. I haven't had any alcohol yet either. But what we were talking about, it doesn't matter. Can I say, have I said on record Epstein didn't kill himself? Because he definitely didn't. Oh no. And the funniest thing was my wife pointed out,
you're going way back.
Epstein did not kill himself. No, but my wife pointed out, she's like, really? The one conspiracy theory Trump doesn't believe in? Like, he made up a whole election fraud story. He makes up crap all the time, but like, the one conspiracy that is true, right? The one that Epstein didn't kill himself. He's like, he probably did. No, I'm sorry. You are canceled so bad. You are canceled so bad.
When you have so many pictures with him, you gotta say that he killed himself. Because if you don't, then they're gonna go, oh, were you in on the plot to have him murdered then, since you were hanging out with him all the time?
Right. It makes you.
And I don't even have to say allegedly, because there's pictures.
Yeah, there's pics. I should say allegedly about most of what I say, but I'm not. Anyway,
I put a blanket allegedly right before. It's a disclaimer in every episode description.
Should we
this
just
this entire episode is allegedly?
Should we call the show "Realities May Allegedly Vary" or "Realities Allegedly Vary"?
Yeah, realities allegedly may vary.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll workshop it.
Listen, yeah, you're the podcast social media monster.
Yeah, I'm a monster.
You're a monster. You're a monster.
We've talked about like one thing, and we're 40 minutes into the show.
I don't care.
What? Give an update on Gidget. People are asking. All right. They're worried. Your dog was sick last week. We went over it.
I am. We did. I am. I'm worried too, because she's 13 and the doctor says she has dementia.
Did the doctor say that last week, or is this new?
Well, no. There were two. When we finally took her to this new vet, who was great, she said, yeah, she's got it, but then we got to figure something else because she wasn't eating or drinking. So she gave her some nausea medicine, and that helped immediately. And she gave her an IV and some anti-nausea medicine, and that helped immediately. So Gidget's been eating and drinking, but the dementia part has gotten progressively worse over the last couple of weeks, where She's just kind of out of it. Her sleep cycle is, I didn't know this was a thing. And the doctor said it's only been a diagnosis for like the last 5 years or so. She gave me all this information, like before she even saw Gidget. All right, you got to fill out this checklist of what she's doing. Is she up all night? Yes. Is she like vocal all night? Yes. Does she seem confused? She's not coming when you call, or yes. So it's all this stuff. And so she had said, well, maybe you want to try this. This part will be interesting to you only because it involves pharmaceuticals. No, and prices of pharmaceuticals.
Oh God.
Yes. All right. So I knew I'd hook
Wouldn't
you
say
in.
be interesting to me. I think I'm going to be angry.
Well, maybe. So last week things are getting kind of dicey. So I call on Friday, and the vet that we had seen is out of town. And I said, oh, but she had said, that we could try this medication. It's a human medication, but in like 65% of dogs, it helps slow the symptoms of the dementia. So, and I was talking to the woman at the vet's office. I don't know who it was. And she was like, oh, hold on. Yes, it's in her notes. That's great. It's in her notes. I'll talk to one of the other vets who are here and they'll call it in, and that'll be great. Okay. So then I get a call from Walgreens. Your vet called in this medication, I know they're being careful. I don't want Mr. Gower to be my pharmacist, but the vet said 10 milligrams of this medication a day. Well, the pills only come in 5 milligram increments. To me, that means, okay, give her 2 a day.
Right.
Give her, I can add 5 and 5, but I guess they can't just make that, pharmacists can't just make that call themselves. They have to talk to the doctor and get clarification. Well, by the time she tried calling back, the doctor wasn't there anymore. Couldn't get a hold of her. All weekend, I'm calling Walgreens, and they're like, oh, your prescription's in progress. We're working on it. Finally, today we get it. And so we started her on it. We'll see what happens. I feel bad for her because she's obviously confused. And it's hard because she sleeps most of the day, but she's either up here, like she's next to me right now, curled up. She's either up in the office with me, she goes out in the yard, or she'll try to get either in the recliner or on the love seat. But then she gets up there and like she can't figure out how to lay down. It's rough. It's anybody who has a pet knows that time, they all get old just like people. And so but we're doing our best. But here's where I will intrigue you with this, because I'm talking to the dentist, the pharmacist on Saturday. Yeah, I'm like, hey man, you're a doctor. Can you hook me up with this medicine? He's like, no, I don't know what that medicine is. Debbie says, oh, ask how much it's going to be, just so we have an idea when we go and pick it up, And the pharmacist was like, oh, hold on, I'll have to. It's going to be $147. And I was like, okay, for the month. Okay. She goes, but you should see if there's a Good RX on it. Have you heard of Good RX?
Is that Mark Cuban's thing?
I don't know. I don't know whose thing it is, but she said, go to Good RX and you can see. You know what I paid for it today when I picked it up?
$14?
$37.
Oh, okay.
Which is a whole lot less, if you're counting, $110 less than it was going to cost me. And all I had to do was sign up with my email. I didn't have to give them any other information. I put in what medication I was looking at, put in the zip code, and it came up all these pharmacies where I could get it. And the price varies a little bit. And like I got an extra $10 off today for my first one. But so I came home and I said it worked because I didn't think it was going to work. But I'm thinking, well, the pharmacist wouldn't have told me to check it if they weren't going to take it. And I guess from reading the fine print, these pharmacies are all required to accept this price. I don't know how it works. I don't know anything about it. I know today when I was when I was going to pick up this medicine, boom, it worked. And there was no question, there was no hemming and hawing. I handed the woman working in the pharmacy my phone, and it had the number on it for the coupon, and okay. And she went and she had to, print out a new receipt, and there it went. So I came home and Debbie's like, "Oh, I have to check if, even with insurance, some of my medicine is pretty expensive." I said, "Well, let's see what's up." So there you go. There's a tip. There's a tip for everybody. There's my helpful hint for the day. I downloaded the app, GoodRx, and check, because Walgreens, CVS, Jewel, Osco, it had all the big pharmacies. You picked which one was closest to you. We go to the Walgreens at the corner. So that one was in there. And man, I'd never heard of this. So if it hadn't been for that pharmacist, I would have gone in and I would have paid the $147, but I'd rather pay $37.
Yeah, that's really good.
For the same medicine,
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard of it. That's awesome. Yeah, Mark Cuban has a thing called Cost Plus Drugs.
Right. I remember you talking about that before.
Yeah, and he's basically so it's not GoodRx, it's not Mark Cuban's thing. Everyone in the chat beat me to it because Brian was still talking. So, but I did know that. I was gonna say, yeah. So GoodRx is not Cuban's drug program. Cost Plus Drugs is Mark Cuban's drug program.
Right.
Both GoodRx and Cost Plus Drugs could save you a lot of money on prescriptions. So check them out. GoodRx.
Yeah, and we are not sponsored by them yet. They're welcome to jump aboard. We'll take Dirty Pharma's money, Big Pharma's money to advertise. No, we won't, but we'll take from these guys if they want to advertise. But no, it was just, I can't be the only person who'd never heard of it, And then it's weird. Normally, if I'm picking up a prescription, I drive through because I hate to go in and have to stand in line, and people are in there and they don't know what's going on. It's always a hassle. So I sit in the car, and even if I have to wait sitting in the car, that's fine. But today I walked in because I was like, if I'm trying to use this, I don't know if this thing is going to work, and I don't want to get into an issue with cars behind me and all of that. But there was a sign right in Walgreens. Let us help you find lower price prescriptions. And I get on Walgreens website, they have a prescription finder thing. So everybody knows that medicine is astronomical and crazy. So I think, these places that help you save money are going to do very, very well. And this was nice because it's not like, oh, I'm ordering the medicine online and maybe it comes and who knows what's in it. This is, I'm going to Walgreens. They're filling the prescription. They didn't know I was using it till I was checking out. So they have no, there's not like, let's give him the placebo, see? No, they were giving me the real deal for the real deal money. But then I GoodRx'd them. So there's your tip for the day.
Edutainment.
Saved over $100 today.
Hundo.
And again, I would have paid the money. I was going to pay the money. She's worth the money. But, now we'll see. So the vet said within like 2 weeks, we'll know if the medication is helping. But,
all right.
It's rough.
Now you can take that $100 and spend it at Costco next time you go with your mom.
I'm not going with my mom anymore. This was, she said it. She said this was her last trip ever to Costco.
With you or generally?
No, for the rest of her life.
Why?
Because her mobility is woefully inadequate for Costco. She can barely walk. And Costco is a huge undertaking. Plus, the only way she can walk is to push the cart, which is fine, but she wanted to push the cart and me to put the stuff in the cart. Instead, I guess we could have taken 2 carts, but that won't be an issue from now on. Because once the stuff started getting in the cart, I kept saying, is that too heavy for you? Because it was, but she wouldn't admit it. And I was having major anxiety attacks because I hate when I go into, first of all, I don't like going out. and I don't like going to the store. But when I go, I always go alone so that I can move as fast as humanly possible. I'm cutting through the lines. I'm moving. The only time I get in a line is when I'm checking out. I'm not going to stand there and go, some mongoloids as they're just standing in the middle of the aisle. I don't like people who stop in the middle of the aisle. I despise people who walk four across. I'm trying to get in and out as fast as possible. Well, I can't do that with my mom. And I knew that going in. So all day I'm trying to get myself in this mindset where, you gotta, be calm. I'm trying to be Zen. How do you think that's working out for me, Cody? Very Zen all the time. I'm calm.
You need more weed in your life.
I need a something. I need something. I need a lobotomy.
I feel like I need a beer to listen to this story. Like it's stressing me out.
Well, because she kept stopping.
Well, right. No, I get
right, and I get that she's stopping.
No, but now that I'm thinking about what's going on in your head, it's stressing me out.
Oh my God! Yes, it should. It was horrifying, and I was trying to be nice because you can't yell at your mom, and you really can't yell at your mom in Costco. And I was like, Mom, if you're going to stop, please just pull over to the side, just pull over, and then you can stop. That's okay. But I can't stop in the middle of the aisle and in the middle of and people have behind me. I'm trying to explain to her, Ma, I'm getting really anxious. This is very uncomfortable for me. So if you got to stop, that's okay, but you got to pull over. Think of it as traffic. I go, you got to pull over. And so, and she kept saying, I wonder if they have a small thing of that. And I was like, you're at Costco. Why? No, they don't have a small thing of this. And she wanted, now about a year ago, she asked me to go to Costco for her. And I going to Costco for her is no problem because I go in and I get the stuff and I'm back.
Right.
She had said, will you get me these three loaves? They're like a carrot cake, pocket, whatever. 3 loaves. They always have them. They had them last time I was there. And I was like, a year ago, I was like, when was the last time you were in Costco? I don't know. A couple of years ago. Like, all right. So I look, they don't have it. I call from Costco and I go, Ma, they don't have these 3 loaves. They have muffins, they have bagels, they have Danish. Are you sure? I said, yes. I've walked up and down the aisles. There's no loaves of anything. All right, well, just bring me some muffins. All right. The other day we go to Costco. They last time I was here, they had these 3 loaves. I'm like, Ma, last time you came to Costco, you didn't. I came to Costco. And they didn't have them. And she will not believe me. So as slow as she's walking, she's up and down the aisles, the bakery, up and down looking for these things. The only loaf was some jalapeno cornbread. I was like, I don't think you want jalapeno cornbread. No, this was 3 loaves of some other stuff like pound cakes or whatever. And I'm like, okay, they don't have them. They had them last time. Okay, they didn't. And she goes, and she sees some bakery workers back there. She goes, I'm going to go ask. I was like, no, I'll go ask. And so I went up. I go, hey, do you have, and my mom's watching. I know she's watching. Do you have a 3? And I'm making the 3 loaves, so even if she can't hear me, she can see I'm signing 3 loaves of fucking, and the woman just looks at me like, no. And I said, you had them last time. No, I didn't.
You did not say you had them last time.
I did not. But I walked back to my mom and I'm like, they don't have them. Well, they had them last time. Like, God, they didn't have them last time. So then we're trying to make our way around. And she goes, I need some feta cheese. Do you think they have a small thing of feta cheese? We were standing in front of the cheese and it was a giant tub of feta cheese. I said, no, Ma, we're at Costco. They don't have small. I said, you need to go to Jewel, which I had gone to Jewel for her earlier in the day. I said, Jewel is where you get little things. Then she sees a block of Kerrygold white Irish cheddar cheese. A block. It was, I think, 4 pounds, these blocks of cheddar cheese. She goes, oh, I should get one of those. I said, what? I said, how much cheese are you going to eat? Well, it'll last a while. I said, how long? Because how much cheese are you? I said, how long would it take you to eat that giant block of cheese? She goes, I don't know, a month. I'm like, Ma, I don't think you need a giant block of cheese. So we didn't get her a giant block of cheese. We got the rest of her stuff. And she was having trouble pushing the cart because she had seen a case of quart bottles of Spectre root beer, and she wanted that. And the case was heavy for me to lift up and put in the cart. So finally, we're getting out, and I was like, Ma, I got to tell you, I'm happy to come and get you whatever you want from Costco anytime because I can pick it up right by my house and bring it out. That's fine. I said, but I can't come into Costco with you anymore because it made me really anxious and really uncomfortable. And I don't want to get mad. And she was like, I'm never coming to Costco again. I decided that already. It's too much for me. I can't do all that walking and I can't turn the cart around the corners and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, then we've both solved our problem. So I will be, you will write me, you'll text me a list and I'll go. And I said, but I really think you should, stick to maybe Jewel because there's nothing one 85-year-old woman needs in bulk anymore. There's really not. Even toilet paper and Kleenex, she doesn't need it in bulk, and she definitely doesn't. So she comes. Oh, she sees this giant 3-pound bag of dried mangoes. I want those. I'm like, all of them? You're gonna eat all those dried mangoes? Yes. Okay. And I need cashews. You need the 8-pound bag of cashews? Yes. Okay. It's your money. You want 8 pounds of cashews? All right, I'll get you 8 pounds of cashews. Well, the ladies are coming for Mahjong, so they'll eat cashews.
Oh, there you go.
All right. How many cashews are these ladies eating? A bunch of old ladies just eating cashews? That sounds like a lot of spittle. That's all I could say. But yeah, so that was Costco. That was so my mom is done with Costco. She's officially punched out. She's done. But yeah, it was crazy. Just wow. So we get home and there's all these. I want bananas. The bananas are 3 pounds. Giant thing of bananas. Are you gonna eat that many bananas? Yes. Okay. All right. I'm thinking I was just in Jewel. I could have gotten you like 4 bananas. That would have lasted you a week. And then next time I'm coming out next week, I would have brought you 4 more bananas.
Bananas
now
great.
Now you got a ton of bananas. She's going to have the runs eating bananas and dried mangoes nonstop and cashews. Then she's going to need bulk toilet paper because it's going to be shooting right through her at some point.
Yikes.
Yep. That's my life.
That's all I have to say. Well, not anymore. It's not.
No.
So
no, but that's the kind of reasoning that I when we talk that I get to enjoy.
So okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody asked if I do these samples. Mike asked if yes, when I'm by myself. Well, it depends, Mike. It has to be a very appealing sample. I will not stop for all samples because it makes me sad because I see people lining up and willing to wait like 15 minutes for a tiny slice of pizza. No, if I'm walking by and there's nobody in front and it's just sitting there, sure, maybe I'll grab something, but it's very hit and miss. I don't have a set policy on the, I will never wait for a sample thing to be done.
Mm.
And I will never wait in line for a sample.
Yeah.
Other than that, if something catches my eye and I can just reach out and say thank you as I lift it off the tray and keep moving, that's good for me. All right. Are you going to have to go grocery shopping for some new dietary stuff at the house?
Nice transition, Brian. That was
masterful,
seamless.
Isn't it? I've done this before.
Look, what would you do
Oh, no, you just broke up.
If your wife was like, I think.
Well, as long as she didn't expect me to do it as well and didn't start giving me crap because I was still cooking meat in the house, God bless you. The minute you try to push that on me, see ya. I'm out. That's not going to happen. I will, maybe will I try something, but no, I'm not changing. I'm not changing my dietary habits for somebody else when it comes to something that drastic. I love a hamburger. I
Sure.
love making a steak.
Who does most of the cooking in your household?
Me.
Okay. This
And
is
the
the
two things
difference.
Debbie cooks well, all have meat in them, or
Yeah.
both have meat in them.
No, this is the difference. So a certain spouse I know
Okay.
approached me with this idea. And no obligation to join it. I can eat as much meat as I want. I will eat as much meat as I want. The problem is that as a family unit, Gina in the chat saying, I'm a vegan. My son is a vegetarian. My son and daughter eat meat. We are tolerant of each other's dietary needs. This is excellent. My conundrum is that as a family unit, over the last several years, my
Oh, you keep freezing up.
wife has established control over there. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Now you're there. In the
All right.
last several years, your wife has
What? She's become the arbiter of
Oh no. What's going on with your internet?
the I don't know what arbiter mean. I'm misusing arbiter. She cooks the meals.
All right. I don't know what's
She
going on with
prefers
your
to
I don't
cook
know
the
what's going on
meals.
with your
She likes to
internet.
prep all that. What happened?
Your internet is crazy wonky. You keep freezing and jumping. You're like max headroom.
It literally has to be Restream because my internet is
Are you seeing
insanely
it? Are you seeing it
fast.
from my end at all? When you watch
No,
me?
I mean other people watching are also hold on. What is going on? Hold on.
Are both of us freezing, or is it just Cody? That's the question for the chat. Is it just Cody who's freezing and max headrooming, or is it both of us?
Hold on.
80% Cody, 20% Brian. All right, you win, Cody.
I'm trying
Just
to
Cody, says Gina. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, see, like as I look at it, Judith says just Cody. All right. Sometimes I do this just to make people think that my internet is screwed up.
hold on a second.
Armeline says it's just Cody. Everybody says it's you, Cody.
All right, hang on.
It's you. You're the problem, Taylor Cody. Cody Swift.
Well, I'm on Google and I went to internet speed test and I clicked run test. Okay,
yeah, run
now
that
it's
test.
Hang on.
That's
I think
all
it's
right.
Restream. I think it's Restream. Look at
But
that.
why would it be just you on Restream?
I don't know.
We'll have to. Well, I'll. We can
Here.
both update it.
Pull up my screen.
Hold on, Cody. All right, I will share that screen. I'll share that screen with everybody.
Look at that.
Where is it? Window. Where is it?
Can you read it?
Hold on.
It says server Chicago. Your internet connection is very fast.
Okay.
Your internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices, streaming HD videos, video conferencing, and gaming at the same time. I have 63 megabytes per second download.
That's pretty good.
52 upload.
That's very fast.
I have gigabyte internet.
Yeah, that's fast. All right.
So, if you have a connection speed over blah blah blah, I don't know, it can do stuff, but I can test it again. I'm just telling you, it only
Think
goes
your son's
up.
in there playing some role-playing game?
The download only goes to 100.
You think he's doing? You think maybe your kid's in there doing some AI? He's doing like that movie where they walked into that the whole thing.
Google's megabyte per second download maximum is 100 plus, and I'm at 80.7. So like, that's pretty good. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think it's Restream. Restream is just it always does this.
Okay, well we'll update it. But you go from crystal clear focus to really fuzzy focus to then max headroom, then a freeze, then you're back, and like now you're kind of soft focus, like you're Christine Baranski in an old sitcom.
See, it's 100% restream because I'm looking in my Chrome window and on
Well,
my end,
right now you look perfectly clear, and your
okay.
everything is 100%. So
Yeah.
your wife has been doing all the grocery shopping. She has been planning all the meals, but you want to eat some meat. How does your son feel about meat?
No, dude, he's gonna eat meat too. I'm just saying.
Good.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like I'm gonna have to spend some more time and energy on meal stuff, and I'm upset about it.
I don't blame you. I don't, if people want to change what they eat, I think that's fine. I don't have,
Mhm.
I used to tease vegetarians, and vegetarian is much easier than vegan.
Right.
Vegan is hard.
Right.
And it's hard sometimes on the people around you. Especially but that's fine. I have no problem with what you choose to eat and how you choose to live your life. That's fine. But when it's a family situation and one person is making that change, I don't think it can be an autonomous decision where it's like, we are no longer going to, or I will not be prepared. And I'm not singling your wife out. I'm saying, like, if I decided to do that too, I couldn't say, I've decided I'm never cooking or serving meat again. If you want to eat meat, that's fine, but you have to cook it yourself. I don't think that's right.
But it's not right for me to be like, well, you can make whatever you want for yourself, but you got to grill me a burger too. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is what right? It's a little tricky.
It is tricky. That's why you get yourself a mistress who's going to cook you a steak.
Sure, mistresses are fine. So, and again, the like the linchpin of this is not that it's a problem for her to make that dietary choice.
Correct.
It's not that it's being forced on anybody. The linchpin is like the division of labor in the household. And she already does a lot of labor in the household because she's like primary parent.
What does she want? So is she going to go vegan? Is she going to be a pescatarian?
No,
is it going to be just beef?
It's actually going to be vegetarian light. It's basically just like, I'm not really going to buy it and be cooking at home. But if she goes to my parents' house and they make a turkey for Thanksgiving, she'll still eat it. Like for out with friends, she wants to be like low maintenance, right? She doesn't want to be that person that's like, you must make a separate thing for me. Like, I think she's gonna be a very chill vegetarian, like very vegetarian light. But again, at the home front, it does change the dynamic. So it's
so like, what does she have in mind for cooking for dinner? Like, what would she cook for dinner?
We've had falafel a couple times.
Okay.
Which I am soon going to inform her that I am not a fan of, particularly the falafel that we get.
Like falafel.
I don't like falafel. I like the hummus.
Yeah, hummus is great as an appetizer or a side dish. Yeah, but
tonight I made pasta and broccoli, and that was actually pretty good. And I actually had some salmon on the side. And I think fish will be, I think it'll be a pescatarian thing, or fish are fine.
Okay.
So it's less about the limitations and more about how do you like,
so she won't cook it, even if you like, if let's say she's making pasta. Okay. Who doesn't love pasta? Pasta doesn't have to have meat, but sometimes you like a piece of sausage with it, or maybe some meatballs, or you make part of the sauce has some ground beef in there for the meat sauce. Has she said she doesn't want to cook that along with the other stuff? Like, if you wanted some sort of meat with whatever she was going to make, that would be on you to cook the meat.
I'm not sure. Like, she has cooked meat several times in the last few days.
Okay.
So I think the general idea is like that she doesn't want to be buying as much for herself to consume as part of an environmental gesture, right? Like, meat, environment, we get it, buy less, that's good.
And that way then you also limit how many people will come to your house to eat. So that's
also, but then there's me. But then the last time we went to the grocery store, I bought like 6 pounds of lean ground turkey meat and a steak and like 8 burgers, because I'm like, I'm gonna grill those and eat those. Yeah. So she's not gonna. So I don't know. We're figuring it out. I just wanted to pose the question and just see what people's reactions were, and what you think. I don't think it's even gonna be a thing. Like, I'm pretty sure we're serving meat at my son's birthday party this weekend, of some sort. I don't know if I'll have bacon or whatever, but yes, it's kind of, It's weird. It's weird because I
It
think
is it is strange, but there's Marta said this, and it's true. I'm trying to think. Maybe I just don't pay attention about if there's meat in everything that we eat, like when I'm cooking. Like tonight, we had chicken flautas. All right, there's meat in that. The other night, I made Italian sausage sandwiches. All right, there's meat in that. Tomorrow night, we're having chicken. All right, yeah, we eat meat a lot.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
And
Debbie and I both like it, and I could see, like, if it was us, I would still, since I do the cooking, I would still be cooking meat. And then I would count on her to give me, tell me what you need me to buy, give me the recipes, and I'll make some, or if there's some stuff you can make that, you know, lasts a couple, like some sort of salad or something that lasts, I would compromise to a point. But there's like all these vegetarian things you make taste like bacon. Like, oh, I'm not supposed to pour the bacon grease in there. Then suddenly I'm out. I listen. I did my best. I tried. I just, as I was tasting it, it needed something, and that
yeah,
something was bacon. That's what
sure.
that's what it needed.
I mean, and I don't think that, like, I think it's good for my kids. I mean, like, my daughter, she's not even 9 months old yet. She ate basically half a salmon fillet the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl eats
Well,
it
your children like to eat. They're in great shape.
Brian.
So it's not that, when I say that, it's not a slam. I'm
No,
like,
no, no.
they have
I
healthy
know.
appetites.
You have seen my son eat.
Yeah. Eggs and toast, baby.
He pales in comparison to his sister.
Really?
She
I
is
can't wait.
a machine. Like, you can just, I mean, literally, I'm talking about like half a salmon fillet. She weighs 20
Wow.
pounds. I mean,
And she eats 50 pounds of food per day.
and she eats it. Like, she doesn't just like chew it up and like kind of let it fall out of her mouth. Like, she goes after, when I go to sit her down in her high chair, by the time, before her butt has even hit the seat, she has lurched her entire upper body forward at the table. I almost drop her every time. I have to
She wants that food.
pull her back and buckle her up. And it's not even like when she's just crying because she's hungry. It's like, oh, it's dinner time. Let's put her down. Well, she sees food and it's over. So,
Nice.
so yeah.
A lot of people saying that people who are vegetarians eat. I know. I don't think nobody is arguing the benefits of that choice. If that's the choice you want to make. I had, what was her name? She used to work at the old place. I had her on, Elizabeth. I want to say Alfano, something like that. She's a vegetarian, and she was in to promote this documentary that was on, I think, Netflix, of all these athletes who went to a plant-based diet and were, succeeded and bashed through their old records and stuff like that. I have no I have no problem. I have no issue. I have no argument with that. And I don't think you do either. It's when that change comes into your house, how do you navigate it? That's the question. It's not like, is somebody dumb for only eating vegetables? No, that's not the question at all. I happen to, and listen, I'm at the twilight of things. I'm on the back nine. I'm not changing. I like a giant burger that I grilled out in the backyard. I like to marinate and grill a chicken breast or have a steak, or meatballs are some of my favorite things. Do I like vegetables? Sure. I made a beautiful fresh pico de gallo tonight. I've got eggplant that I'm gonna slice real thin and not bread, make a nice little eggplant parm. I like salad and beans, all kinds of stuff. I like meat, and I make no apologies about it. But me liking meat doesn't mean that you can't be a vegetarian or a vegan. It doesn't mean that.
Well,
like meat eaters' lives matter, Cody.
They do.
Carnivores' lives matter.
They do. So a lot of comments to respond to. Marta asking about the reason for this: health reason, ethical, or cost of meat products. Probably mostly not ethical actually. It's actually environmental. Like the downstream effects on the environment from meat raising and all that stuff are substantial. Like if everybody, ate like half as much beef or something like that, then we would cut like a zillion pounds of carbon emissions or something. So it's totally environmental. We're very environmentally conscious. My wife is
So
getting
when they start doing lab raised meat, you think she'll go back to it?
Oh, we could. I mean, we won't be able to afford it, but we
No,
could.
who will? I wouldn't. I don't know.
There is people in the chat. Monique seeing a lot of folks not eating any vegetables but French fries. That's sad. I love vegetables.
I like vegetables too.
We have fresh vegetables. We grow vegetables. I buy the Steam Fresh just because they're convenient. And they are about as nutritionally like sound as fresh vegetables. Like there's not a huge difference. So just in the interest of time, if I'm making lunch, frozen veggies. Gina says my teenage son is a vegetarian. He's healthy. Lots of ways to get vitamins and minerals. Totally agree. Yeah, and again, like I'm not opposed to any of this, and I like a lot of vegetarian dishes, and I don't need to eat meat every day. I will say I've been exercising. I've been weightlifting a lot. I'm actually up 16 pounds since last year.
Wow, from your swole, swole.
Primarily muscle. I would like to believe. But I've been making a really heavy concerted effort. And in order to do that, because I'm so tall, to maintain and build, I need to be eating like close to 200 grams, maybe less. I think it's 200. It's a lot of protein. Like I have to eat a lot of protein. And I get that there's that in beans and you can do tofu and there's alternatives, but like I have to eat all the time anyway. And like meat is so protein dense. It's really efficient for me to get it in meals. If I just slap a double cheeseburger on the grill and then I like have that, like boom, I've got like a lot of my protein pack for the day rather than eat like a vat of beans, right? So there are benefits.
You're not farting all day.
Right. There are benefits for that. It is in some ways more difficult for vegetarians and vegans to get that amount of protein in as efficient of a way. And as far as what I know about it. So there's that. And then lots of other great comments.
The documentary I was talking about is called The Game Changers.
Oh.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jackie Chan, Lewis Hamilton, Novak Djokovic, Chris Paul. It's about meat, protein, and strength. So it's about all these really ripped, buff, athletic people who decided to switch to a plant-based diet and then did very well.
Yeah.
But again, we're not arguing that people shouldn't do that. That's not that we've lost. I think we've lost sight of the question, and we've gotten into a defensive stance on us saying it's okay to be vegetarian. Of course it is.
Yeah. The question is basically how do you address updating the division of labor? Like we had a comment earlier.
How do you adjust to that? And if somebody is making that change, is it fair to expect them to also cook for you?
Right. Like if
just
my
like
kid,
if you made that change, would it be fair? So yeah. And where do the kids come in this?
Yeah, that's because, in the chat earlier, like, oh, one of my kids is this, one's that. Look, if my kid comes to me in 12 years and he's like, yeah, I'm vegan, you got to now do this. Like he's going to have to put forth some effort to make it happen. Like, I'm not just going to be like, okay, now I'm going to become an expert on vegan for your sake. I will support it. But that doesn't mean that I will do it for him. And it's going to become like, all right, you need to pick out.
I think when you become an adult, you can make any of those kind of decisions. And, I know one of my nieces, tried with my brother. It was like 2 days a week they were going to be meatless in the house. And he was like, okay, let's try that. So, so they were kind of easing it in, but now, and now she's in college. She can do whatever, she wants that way and make those dietary switches. But when she's home, they try to, it was a nice compromise because my brother was like, yeah, that's fine. That's not an issue.
Right.
Not having meat 2 days a week. But if she had made some teenage girl military stance that I can't be in a house where you've eaten something with a face, and then there's trouble, But listen, you got a giant grill out back, and it's not far. You could always throw some. fish, meat, chicken, whatever, beef, chicken, whatever out there.
We throw
some sausages.
We throw veggies on there.
Sure,
It's a
you
good
grill
time.
veggies. I grill veggies. Oh, sure. Listen, just because you like meat doesn't mean you hate vegetables. There's no everything is not black and white. You can like more than one thing. All I eat is steak. All right, Mr. Atkins, how about a cucumber? Nope, just meat. I will chew a bull's ass if I need to get
Wow.
my daily meat.
I actually do like bison. Bison is amazing.
Bison burgers are terrific.
Bison is like basically the best thing.
It's very good.
When I'm at a restaurant and it's like $3 extra for bison, I'm usually like, okay.
You got that kind of money? You got $3 bison money?
I don't have that kind of money.
Oh,
I
I thought
absolutely
you had that kind of money.
definitely don't have that kind of money. No.
Boy.
No, I just got a bill for something I didn't anticipate. What the hell was it? Doesn't matter. This is one of the like 20 things that I was going to talk about that I totally
So you
forgot
can't
about.
even remember.
Doesn't matter.
All right, you got to start writing things down before.
I did. You
I
got
know you did.
You got to eat a deer. You ate a deer in the city downtown. You hit a deer.
No, I didn't hit it. No, I wrestled
it. Got
to,
up. It tried to leave. You pulled out a gun, a revolver, a Walther PPK, if I recall. You shot it twice in the headshot, which I thought was a little excessive. And then you threw it on the rack on the top of your thing because there were bikes there that you were going to bring to the bike to drive. And instead, there was a deer that ended up there. You drove it to the bike to drive, and you just roasted it on an open spit in front of all the people biking the drive. Weird.
All right. The only thing accurate about your story is there's a deer involved. Two things, and it's in the city, and I was with it. So okay, that's the bare bones of the story. So I live not in the Loop, but I live on the northwest side of the city. It's the city.
You
we
live like
don't
30 minutes from the Loop.
I said I didn't live. The Loop is not the city, Cody. The Loop is a neighborhood of the city.
The Loop is the city.
No, the Loop
It's
is a
the
neighborhood of the city.
It's the still beating heart of the city.
I live right, but I live within the city limits of Chicago. My zip code, my address is Chicago.
Zip code.
That's right. And in my zip code, and in my neighborhood, and on my block, we do not see, the only wildlife we see are squirrels, occasionally a raccoon, some feral cats, and I'm guessing a rat, even though I've never seen one, but I'm guessing in the alley there has to be a rat or two.
And the yak, there's a yak in your area.
But he is a neighborhood like mascot.
Oh.
He's treated very well. He goes from house to house. It's like a timeshare. Everybody gets a week with the yak. My week is the middle of October, which I've been horrified to find out is yak mating season. Okay. So I don't know how I'm going to keep this yak from yakety yakking all over the yard. All the dogs will have to stay inside. It's going to be horrible.
Just hide the saxophone.
All right, don't talk back.
Try.
So the other day we're coming home and I look to my left and I see something coming across the street and I'm like, is that a dog? No, it's a deer right on our, like a deer coming from between the houses. Now we have no open land right here. It's not like I butt up to a forest preserve where you go, oh, sometimes the deer wander through. No, I don't know where this deer came from. So, and to correct your story, it's only one shot if you're going to shoot an animal. I learned that from Robert De Niro in The Deer Hunter back in 1976. It's one shot, but I don't have a gun. So I wrestle my deer to the ground using my muscle memory from all my days in the lower leagues of professional wrestling. So back when I was on the circuit in Kentucky, and I used to go around barnstorming as Brian the Beast, I use those moves to wrestle a deer to the ground. Then once they are deceased, I hang them in the garage and gut them. Oh, much like Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Then I wrap myself in its skin and dance around creepily. So your story had a few flaws in it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know where the hell this deer came from. I'm like, what are you doing on my street? And I'm pretty, I don't have a weird border thing. If a deer wants to wander into the neighborhood, that's fine. I'm not calling for, I'm not going to, shoot him stone cold dead.
You call him
like,
ice.
I did.
What's that illegal deer going in my neighborhood?
I don't mind raccoons and possums, but you get a deer in this neighborhood, they up to no good. Pretty soon you're going to have elk, you're going to have coyotes. Anything that thinks it's got four legs and can wander is going to wander right in here. So I don't know. That's just it. But I'm fine with them being here. I just don't know where the hell he came from.
All right, I gotta say, Marta in the chat just said you probably have a coyote or two in your neighborhood. And then, fun fact: urban coyotes learn to read traffic lights for crossing streets. You're the third person to tell me this in the last 3 days. Is that the weirdest thing? My wife learned it last week and told me. And then I saw my next door neighbor yesterday when I went outside, and she mentioned that there was a coyote and that they could do this. And now you're talking about a deer, and Marta is saying this. Why is everyone suddenly saying the coyotes can learn?
Is this an urban? This sounds like an urban legend.
This is real. Well, clearly it's not if everyone knows it.
No, come on. You've talked about these things. That's something that everybody thinks they know, and it's not true, but we could all swear we all swear it's true.
No. Literally, my wife just took like a master naturalist course. She like literally just took a class on
too much. Your wife has too much knowledge. That's the problem.
A lot of knowledge.
She likes a lot of knowledge.
I'm not complaining. I actually am glad that Marta brought it up because it is an interesting fact. But like, it's so funny to me that 3 times in like it must be 4 or 5 days tops. Just everyone just.
Oh, good Lord!
It's
from
real.
the Ohio State University. The Ohio State University, not just some rundown community college somewhere in Ohio. In the city, coyotes know to look before crossing the street. A wildlife ecologist at the Ohio State University has videotaped an urban dwelling coyote glancing in the direction of oncoming traffic before crossing Michigan Avenue in downtown Chicago. It helps that she waited until dark. That's one way coyotes have adapted to safely cross streets and cities, by moving only at night when there are fewer cars on the road. This guy, who's an associate professor at Ohio State's School of Environmental and Natural Resources, not national resources,
good enough,
has been tracking urban coyotes in Chicago since 2000. He needs to go on a date.
How many monitors do you have with bears on your in your house right now?
I have one monitor with the bears going right now.
It's not on TV downstairs?
No. Debbie's watching reruns of The Practice somewhere downstairs.
Okay.
So yeah, she's doing that. No, see, I have one monitor with the bears. There it is. It's got my So yes, are you mocking me because I have bears?
No.
On the monitor?
I'm just I can't anymore.
You asked. I didn't bring it up.
Oh man, it's real scientists did.
It is no. This guy seems like a real scientist. His GPS technology has enabled the researchers to track how the coyotes carve out their territories within the urban landscape. All right, that's 2 things we've learned tonight,
dude.
We're passing on we are passing on all kinds of knowledge.
It's so random that would come that doesn't come up in conversation.
No, it's very weird.
Like how in 3 separate how?
But let me say, to dispute that fact, based on the science from the Ohio State University, it's not that they know traffic lights. It's they've adapted to traveling at night, so they see the lights from the cars coming.
Look,
I think that's an important differentiation.
Look,
what?
We're just gonna say that I got Bader-Meinhof, and we'll just leave it at that.
What does that mean?
The Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. It's the thing that basically once you notice something, you start to notice it everywhere. But
oh yeah, okay, sure. Like once you buy a white car, all the cars are white.
Once you buy once I got a RAV4, now I see RAV4s everywhere.
RAV4s are everywhere.
I'm
finding a lot of problems with the people who drive RAV4s.
No, you are?
No, yeah, I have problems with people who drive any car.
Well, the only topic on our list we didn't really get to, I don't know if it's a topic or just a shout out, but happy birthday, Molly.
Yeah, happy birthday, Molly. It was so today we'd gotten her gift, and I was gonna normally we get her a gift from the both of us, and then I always send her flowers or something. I have it delivered. And I was looking, I'm like, oh, I don't want it delivered. She lives here. And wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if your dad just dropped by and brought you flowers and a gift on your birthday? Sure, it would. But Debbie was like, no, that wouldn't be good. We got to find out when she has meetings. She's very busy. She doesn't want you just dropping by. I'm like, wow, okay, that's fine. So I said, well, will you talk? So to this morning, Debbie was talking to Molly, and she got off the phone. I said, so what's the deal? She has a meeting at 3:30. I said, okay, well, I'll go early. I'll get the flowers, and we got the gift here, and I'll head over. So but to go visit her, I have to buy a parking spot because she's in what do you call it? What's it? It's north of Edgewater, or not Rogers Park. Rogers Park, yeah.
Park.
When you're almost in Evanston.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where she's living. So so I go up, and she knew I was coming. So I got into her garage and I texted her, hey, I'm in the garage on level 2. And so she came right down, and we went up to her apartment because I hadn't seen it since I hung the pictures. I hadn't seen it since all the stuff was in it. Very nice. She has a really good knack of decorating an apartment and making it feel very homey and like she's been there for a while. And it's very nice, very nice apartment. And Walter was happy to see me. He was confused because he's like, wait, you're not supposed to be at my house. I'm supposed to be at your house. But she was very busy. So she was working the whole time I was there. And she was very appreciative of the flowers. And then she opened their gift and she was very happy about that. And it was nice to see her place. But I only stayed about 30 minutes because she was busy. She was working, But then I did try to be sentimental before I left. I was just like, oh, I remember this day 27 years ago and blah, blah, blah. And she's working. She's I'm sorry, I have to keep working. I said, don't worry. I knew you were busy today. That's all right. I just thought it's so nice that you came. I really appreciate it. But and so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go because you're busy and I got to get to, but it was nice. It's a big day. So, but the boyfriend came over this morning and made her pancakes for breakfast. And then was coming over tonight after he left the lab and they were going to make dinner together.
Nice.
Yes. So, the boyfriend's starting to take the brunt of it, which is good.
Amazing.
No, it's very nice. I'm glad she's got a boyfriend.
Man, that is funny I get that she had to work, and I know work is important. And frankly, she's more successful, will be more successful than me probably ever because she's very good.
Well, she's already beaten me. So,
but for my perspective, I have tried to remind myself, like, if my son runs in my room and I'm trying to finish a thing or whatever, and he's like, Daddy, come look at this thing, or like, whatever. I don't know. He doesn't do it a lot, but
your son's 3.
No, but what I'm going to say is, like, I try to keep in mind no one's around forever, and he's not going to be this forever. And like, if it's at the end of the day and I want to be done so I can log off, like, yeah, but like the work will be there in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or I can like do it after bedtime, or I could do it tomorrow morning. Like, unless it's like urgent, which it never is really with my role, like I always try to like just take myself out and just like enjoy a moment, because work it's just work. And again, I have got, your daughter's gotten 25 promotions in the last 5 years, right? Like she's like maybe that's insane. Why I'm not as successful at work. But I do.
Yeah, if my mom would come over on my birthday, we probably would have gone to lunch. I would have hung out. I always use it as an excuse to take off for a couple hours.
Yeah, so I just I
was fine with it because I knew going in it was going to be a short thing.
But
So listen. When I'm gone, at least she'll remember that. Go, remember when my dad came over? Wasn't that nice? And
I guess what I'm saying is I
and no, Marta, I'm not an idiot. Because that was the exact thing I said to my wife when she told me.
yeah. Yeah, I guess all I want to say is it's really easy in the work world and in
Yes.
professional stuff to just like totally lose perspective and work feels like
Are you saying
way
lose yourself in the music, the moment?
lose
You
yourself
better
in the
never let
music
it
the
go.
moment.
You
Yeah,
only get one shot, Cody.
I
Do not
just
miss your chance to
I-
blow.
a couple times I have sacrificed like holiday get-togethers with family for like radio stuff,
Oh, I
and then
used to do that all the time.
yeah, and in
That
retro, I
works.
think I don't know, is it a thing you grow out of, or is
Yeah.
it
Yeah, it's a thing that you, well, for me, I realized it wasn't like furthering anything. Loyalty and sacrifice on your part doesn't mean rewards on the other end.
right?
And in the end, work doesn't care because they can replace you immediately.
And they will.
And they will. All those holidays we missed meant nothing. So now when I'm at work, I work hard. But when it's, I won't work Christmas anymore. I won't work, Thanksgiving. I just won't. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's there's times that you never, like you said, you never get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no,
And I was not trying to break bad on Molly, by the way. I just it's
she's
just
gonna be
funny.
heartbroken that you broke
the-
bad on her.
It's the age thing, right? Like
Yeah.
10 years later, I wouldn't do that now. I probably would have when I was her age, but it is
yeah.
funny. It is funny to see how that attitude changes over time.
Well, and things, she's at this new job and they're adding more responsibilities. So she's got a lot going on and it's brand new. I think if like next year, if I would go over and she'd be able to take a few minutes and, relax, offer me a glass of water, something. Another young person doesn't offer somebody a beverage. Nothing.
Untenable.
I did use her bathroom twice though.
I'm not going to ask for the details on that.
No, not that. Can I? All right. I'm probably going to get in big trouble. I look like Gidget's the only one in the office with me. She's not going to tell. Molly's apartment is gorgeous. And I told you, she decorates it beautifully. You walk in and you go, oh, wow, this is nice. It's got very high ceilings. She's got a little balcony, it's a whole thing. However, it was designed as a Americans with Disabilities apartment. So the counters are like 3 inches lower.
Oh.
And the bathroom is all like a giant walk-in shower it's got all kinds of things in case you had to get in there in a wheelchair or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, so I go in to hang the pictures, and the first thing I notice, because I'm a giant, and I look and I go, well, those cabinets look pretty low. And then I look in the bathroom, and she told me there were, there's the bars and stuff, which I'll, if I ever do have to do heavy lifting in there, I can get right up because the bars, I can push up on the bars. It's very nice. But I said to her, I go, are these counters low? Which was a mistake because she had already been thinking that the counters were low. And all of a sudden me bringing it up unleashed the furor.
Oh no.
The terror. I don't know. They said they were the exact height, blah, blah. Now, a rational man would have let it go.
Oh no.
A rational man is not Molly's father. So while she and Debbie are talking and I'm in the kitchen, I Google what is the standard height for kitchen counters. And then, trying to be sly, I go to my tool bag and I pull out a tape measure.
No. No. Why?
I don't know, because I wanted to be right.
Yeah. Were you?
I was 100% right. I was 3 inches right. Plus, when you look at the stove, the counters are not flush with the stove. They're down. It's a whole thing. But so she's upset. She goes, I'm not upset with you because I knew it, but they lied to me. They told me they were regulation height and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you wouldn't know. I've been in, I've owned a number of houses. I've had apartments. I know this stuff. You don't know it. And so, the guy lied to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, but now, the stools that she had at her old apartment with a higher counter, those fit here fine. I don't say anything to her anymore. Today, I couldn't have been more effusive about how beautiful the apartment is, because it really is. It doesn't matter. I'm not cooking there. So it doesn't matter how high the countertop is. If I go over, I'll sit on the couch, and it's the same couch that I built for in New Orleans. So I know the height. It's fine. But I did say to Debbie, I think every time the door opens, she should have, "We represent the lollipop guard, the lollipop guard, the lollipop guard," every time the door opens. I think that would be a great doorbell. But that I didn't bring that up to Molly on her birthday. I didn't
Good.
like that.
That's probably good.
Yeah,
Wow.
So that's that. All right, listen, we are overtime.
We're over. We got to go. I have to go watch wrestling.
I know you were going to watch the S out of it. You told me yesterday, and you haven't watched it yet. All right, you'll report on it next week. Write it down that you're going to report on it. No,
it's Memorial Day or Labor Day. It's Labor
that's
Day.
right. Oh yeah, and we're off. We're off next week.
We'll be off in 2 weeks, but keep an eye on Brian's Facebook page, because there may or may not be a thing that he'll be posting.
Exciting is happening.
Exciting.
Cody's involved in it too.
I am.
Yes,
we're teasing a tease.
It's going to be big, really big. Really. It's going to be bigly. It's going to be the best. Many people are saying that this could be the best project ever that we've been involved in. Yeah. That's what people are saying. So, All right. So have a great Labor Day. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks. Follow, share, tell your friends. I don't know. Is that right, Cody?
Sure.
All right. Tell people what to do.
Bye. Leave. Bye.
Leave. Oh, yeah, we're going. Bye.
Yes. Goodbye. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.